Ladies and gentlemen, voted Long Island's best podcast by a bot farm in Russia. It's the Adult Baby Show.
I'm a sweet boy.
I'll let a girl suck any part of me. I mean, honestly.
It's just in my mouth, just.
Oh, like, I'll try anything once.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except getting to work on time.
You just ruined my day. Fuck your day.
Oh, let's get the feet involved.
It's not a nut. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud with you.
Some people
Yeah.
are absolutely
Huh?
disgusted by me.
He ain't lying.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Adult Babies Podcast, episode 300.
Yay.
We made it. I am B.
Chick.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm tbriz.
The OG of the Adult Babies.
The OG from tbriz, as in live from tbriz Studios.
There he
It's
is.
the Adult Baby Show. Ryan, hit the delay. Show. Hit the effects button. There's the effects
The only
button.
effect I have on here is.
I've actually been in what you'd call a rough patch.
Is that just a soundbite? Wait, play it one more time.
I've actually been in what you'd call a rough
patch.
For the last 8 years.
I didn't know there was a soundbite that just pretty much encapsulated Chicolo's life.
so great.
His entire life.
That's such a
How do
great
you
one.
say a rough patch?
He's a rough patch.
Well, we are very excited to have you back, buddy.
Thanks.
We sure are.
I'm excited to meet you. Yeah, I listened back to all the old episodes. I feel like I know you a little bit.
Thanks.
So it's nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have excitement right now or anxiety. It's probably a mix of both. A little bit mix
On
of
you?
both. Yeah.
But
Just be
why
excited.
anxiety?
Can you relate to that, B?
I had anxiety on the way here.
Why anxiety to be on the podcast?
No, I
Like,
just get anxiety about everything.
I felt like you when I listened to the back to the podcast, you had a lot of stress. Like you had to keep the train moving,
right.
and that stress is gone here, baby. You can just hang out and have a good time.
Now that's on
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not on you, but
we put it
it's
all
not on
on
me.
Ryan.
But it's definitely not on you.
Yeah. But I feel like we've gotten you to the point where you've almost we haven't broke you yet, but we've gotten close. We've had times where you're just like, I can't with these idiots.
No, I talk about this a lot in my private life with people that I know. Is I have to restrain myself from directing you in a place that I want to go. Like this is not the Ryan podcast, but I would do that if you want. I'll make it this all about. I'll direct every part of the podcast. But
What do you mean?
I want to start my own podcast where I can just lament about whatever
So you
I
want
want.
to? Yeah. All right. Are you gonna?
But I want this to be.
lamenting
I
about
want
us?
this to be you guys doing what you want, and then I.
Well, this is us guys.
Yeah.
It's not just me and B, and you kind of
Right.
hopped on. I mean,
I know that.
You
Anyway.
seamlessly joined
know.
the podcast. I mean, it's great to have.
Anyone sweating yet?
no, I will be, though. Taylor, when did you came on, what, 2 other times since...
Yeah, 2 other times, but once I screwed up and like half the podcast got lost, and
that's
the first half of the podcast was pretty good, and I feel like it was that classic. Like I was just ripping on Chick, like just making fun of Chick and ripping on. And I feel like the second half kind of redeemed it a little bit, and we got a little friendlier, and there was a hostile vibe. Like I was really going at Chick hard, and
Yeah, probably. 'cause
and then we lost the whole second half because I accidentally, I had been rusty. It was rusty, so but.
that's right. We went to your house to do it again. It was like a whole reboot.
We went back to the original.
How far in was that? Do you remember? Because you were on episode 50.
I want to say around 200. Because
Okay.
I feel like we tried to... He might have came on for 200.
Okay.
Wait, you also went to when we had the studio in Port Washington, I believe.
No, he came to your apartment and did one.
I don't remember.
I think he came to Port Washington.
Were you stressed then, too?
Chris.
I'm always, all the time.
Yeah?
I'm just filled with anxiety about everything. I
Yeah.
hide it pretty well,
Aren't
though.
we all in a little bit? Except I don't know. Chick, you have anxiety, but I feel like you don't show it.
He's heavily medicated 90% of the time, isn't he? Is it
Exactly.
medication?
That's
Like,
true.
Medication and pot, and yeah, I'm usually...
Medication
I'm a very
time.
anxious person. But I think because I had like 5 years where it really debilitated me, where I... now it's just like, it is what it is.
You just glitched.
well, we were talking about hot tuah girl.
Yeah.
Wait, how did...
Hot
Hot
tuah.
Tui? Hot Tui?
Hot tuah.
Hot tuah. Chick loves this woman.
I love her. I think she's great.
What's your
great?
opinion? Wait, I want to hear Chick's opinion on the hot tuah girl.
I think
Does she
was-
turn? Oh no, I want to. Does she turn you on? Let's start with that.
She's not. I don't. She's not extremely attractive. I think she's cute.
But what about the idea of her spitting on it and get like the
Oh,
whole?
that would be amazing.
That would be-
She's, yeah, no. Like,
Would you let her hot tuah on
Oh
you?
yes, I would. And I would ask her to hot. Can you hawk to it?
Yeah. How much would you pay for that?
I wouldn't pay for it. Those days are over.
those days are over. If he had money, he would pay.
If I
for
had
it.
money, maybe. Yeah. Depends on how much. Income I could just piss away on it.
What about the flood of content that came from that? She's doing. There's just like my Instagram feed. My buddy sent it to me once, and I was like, "What's this?" And I watched it. I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of funny." But then these algorithms on Instagram, whatever you watch one thing, and the algorithm's like, "Oh, let's show him now like 5, 10, 15, 30 more hot tuah girls in his feed," and I'm getting tired of it.
I like how you called hot tuah.
Hot tuah. I can't stop saying that. I don't. How are you supposed to say it? Say it
I
again.
think it's hawk to her.
Hot tuah.
Hot tuah on that thing.
Yeah.
Was he
Yeah,
saying?
spit on that thing.
Yeah,
On
you give
that
like
thing.
you give like a New Orleans vibe,
Hot
like
tuah.
hot tuah. Yeah.
I'll give it a little French, like
Yeah.
menage a trois, like a hot tuah. It's like it's kind of like fancy sounding.
I was done with this woman last Thursday. I felt she reached her peak in the zeitgeist, if I could use that word.
You can.
What does that word even mean? Is that-
It sounded like you were excited to use it.
It was.
He was waiting to use that.
I
word.
wasn't waiting, but it showed up.
One of my favorite things about this whole podcast is when you use a word and you're like, huh?
So hot tuah showed up in the social zeitgeist, and I think it reached its peak last Thursday. And
Isn't that what kind of came out? Was Thursday?
It happened. It was like only been like a week. I feel like.
I was done maybe 3 days after it. I was like, all right, this is funny. Why did this hit so much bigger than other things?
I will tell you why. In my opinion,
This
because
is America
most stuff
right here,
doesn't. I don't like. I get sick of it too. It's like, all right, I'm over it. For whatever reason, the memes, all that, like, were hysterical, and I found her in like kind of endearing because, like, she's.
Girl next door vibe.
Yeah, like she
But
didn't
southern-
seem like,
with the southern charm?
She seemed like a drunk girl who was just having fun, didn't take things too serious, but she didn't seem like those fake, like put on, like it seemed like it was natural, like she wasn't trying to necessarily, like she just seems like that's who she is.
She thought it was a
came off-
funny answer. She thought it was a funny answer. She was having fun with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hot tuah on that thing.
Yeah, like
I got that.
she
Aqua.
seems like a girl who would come out and have like a good time at like me and my friends, like just a fun girl.
I just want to bring something up too. I think is a little bit disgusting. Is that nobody's really drilled into it the way I have when I thought of it. I was like, the hawk part of it. Like, if a girl's gonna spit on it, you don't really want them doing the
No,
and
it's
then tuah. Like just
You want the clam. You
Just
don't
the
want,
tuah. The tuah.
Yeah.
The tuah part is fun. Like the little tuah.
You want the-
tuah.
you want the,
But if
you
she's going, you get green shit. You get yellow stuff. You get different
Yeah.
colored phlegms. You get this stuff really from down deep in the lungs. I don't. You can. There's a hygiene
Right.
situation with
It's
that.
more
Like,
of a thickness with
Yeah.
the hawk.
you want,
You
what,
want a
the,
phlegmy.
what you want doesn't have a sound. You just want that.
That's it.
that is. Ugh.
That's it.
You want?
I mean, that's
what are you
gross.
looking?
You work up. You work up the moisture in your mouth. And,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm turned on by that.
you shouldn't be.
Actually, I do know I'm not. I'm not. That was the polite way. I'm not. Well,
Have you ever been in bed and like you're trying to get the saliva going?
Oh, and
like
you can't.
trying to speed up
and
the
it's
saliva
just
thing?
like, yeah, and you have a
and
cotton
you're just like,
mouth.
I just imagine chick has cotton mouth 24/7.
There's a lot of cotton mouth.
Is there any saliva in there at all?
It's just white stuff built up on the side.
But I want to talk because
The white
B
stuff.
was about to say something I was very interested in, and as chick just cut him
He
off.
probably forgot it.
Yeah, well,
If I-
do you
if
remember
I
what you
know
were
it be-
saying?
No.
Oh.
Because I'll tell you
We
why.
hijacked it.
Because first of all, I had a bit of a panic attack on the way here because I think I got like a second round high. What do you call
Second-hand.
it?
Second-hand high.
Hand high. From
Contact
being
high.
in a contact high. And midway through our trip, I started freaking out, and he
did.
thought it was funny. But like I wasn't doing right. So I'm still coming down.
You were smiling and laughing about it.
But yeah, like nervous, like that.
Guys, I might be high. like awesome. Like, no, it's not. It's not. I didn't want to. That's why I didn't smoke. That's why I didn't take it and hit it on purpose.
He tried to get me to do that, but I didn't. So I
Were the windows open, or was he like hotboxing?
I'll tell you what. His window was open. Mine was closed.
Your window was open the whole time.
No.
You forgot to
You
open the
shut
window.
it. I had to open it
When I
again.
shut yours, it's because I opened the sunroof and put the AC on, which takes away the smoke.
Well, so I don't know.
You got a whole strategy.
I do.
It does. I feel like my brain has not been clicking the way it used to be.
Oh my God.
And I've been doing puzzles. Ryan turned me on to the New York Times. Like I've been doing Wordle, which by the way, I cheated on Wordle twice. Can you like why?
How did you cheat?
I looked it up. I got so frustrated. I wanted to keep my streak going that I looked it up.
But your streak isn't real now.
I get it, but it looked real on the thing.
Is it time limit? Like,
I don't think it's a
No,
time
you get
limit.
6 tries to guess the word.
Oh, it's the 5 or 6 letters,
it's-
and then you get
it's one-
to.
It's the old. It's so old that Wordle, right? It
Yeah,
happened.
it's been around for a while, yeah.
But
do
I
you
feel
play
like-
any of the other games on it?
Crossword, mini crossword.
Crossword?
Yeah.
Connections? You do connections?
I haven't done
Connections
Connections
is
yet.
fun. That'll get your synapses firing.
All right, because I feel
Yeah.
like my synapses have been slowly
They've
disappearing.
been extinguished.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I think your mind is capable of creating a high in a panic. If you think like, oh, I might be getting a secondary high, I think you can create that in your head.
It
You
could
have
have
the,
been
you have
that.
the kind of mind that can manifest.
The smoke wasn't like building up in the car to get him high.
no, but I
Yeah.
felt like it was like going directly from him to me.
Yeah.
In
I don't know.
A windy car.
In what?
I said in a windy car.
Eh.
It
So-
wasn't like
But you would probably be the most easily hypnotized person that there is. Have you ever been hypnotized before?
No, but I was on TikTok. And there was a hypnotist that I thought hypnotized me on
See?
TikTok. I
Yeah,
swear
see?
to God,
This is
I flipped it off real fast because there's hypnotists.
I'm gonna start quacking like a duck.
No. I felt like like a trance almost. Like I'm
Yeah, but,
But
you have to be so weak-minded to be hypnotized.
maybe my mind is weak.
weak-minded.
Maybe I have weak mind.
Why do you call it weak-minded?
Because you have to buy into it.
It's called being open to suggestion, because a hypnotist starts by just suggesting things, and
Yeah.
you really and they even tell you before to be open and accept the suggestions that he's throwing at you. So if I just
just
start
like it.
suggesting to you that you're some sort of farm animal and you're going to make noises, and you have a strong enough mind, you're going to be like, no, I'm not.
Right.
Like that the louder voice is going to be the
I
voice
feel-
of Reven, which is I'm not a duck, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to quack. No, but you are.
Yeah.
You
So
are.
this
a duck.
guy?
You're a duck. Stop quacking.
Immediately. so they'll
that's-
actually bring. I don't know if you've ever gone to a hypnotist show, but they'll bring a bunch. They'll bring 10 people on stage, and they'll start eliminating people that they don't think are gonna fall for it.
Oh.
Like they'll be like, yeah, you like they kind of start.
Let me
doing
guess,
that process.
you were eliminated.
No, I never did it, but I've seen like I was on a cruise once, and I went to I saw a
Oh
hypnotist.
God, they could probably
yeah,
take
a bunch
everybody
of
out of
those
that one.
cattle that are up there being like, oh.
I don't know how I
They're
would be
all
on a
mowing.
hypnotist like that. I did one for therapy once when I was in my anxiety, and the guy asked me, how long did you think you were out for? And I was like, I don't know, 5 minutes. And he was like, it's been like a half hour.
Yeah, you would be
But
hypnotized.
but that's different because you're going there and he wants you to relax, so you're really like open to trying to relax. So like,
So here's the thing with
you kind of
with
let it go.
Therapeutic hypnotism is you want the thing that you're going there for.
Exactly.
So you want to buy into it because
You need
if you
help.
want to stop smoking, some
Yeah.
people go to hypnotism to stop smoking, but they're like, all right, you're hypnotized. Then it's like a placebo. It's like they're just going to buy into it because they want the end result of it.
Yeah.
So any hypnotism is just like willingly buying into a thing that doesn't actually exist.
I like how you called it weak-minded.
It is weak. It is a bit of
I
weak-mindedness.
think open-minded is different than weak.
Well, you are not open-minded and you are weak-minded, so it kind of fits.
No, this is not open-mindedness. This is not, I'm open-minded to potential being hypnotized. It's you're weak-minded that you're willing to, that you can fall for being hypnotized. It's not open-minded and closed-minded. It's weak-minded and strong-minded.
Agree to disagree.
I can
Well,
see how
well,
you
you're-
can make
well,
an
you're-
argument for
yeah.
that. I mean, if you're,
Hey, listen,
Being open-minded to things that aren't real isn't being closed-minded. Or being closed-minded to things that don't exist is not being not open-minded.
But I think certain points, like if in therapy you want something to work, yeah, you'll be open. But if I'm on stage and you're like, I'm probably not going to fall for it the same as I would in a therapy office.
What did they hypnotize you for? What was
It was just
target?
trying to get me to relax and
Just
the
to relax
anxiety.
in general?
Yeah, it was just like the anxiety.
Do you remember their technique, what they were doing?
No, I don't remember exactly.
You
It
were
was just
done-
him
you were
talking to me. It was like
His little weak mind, fellas.
Yeah, my
So
little weak mind.
the reason he's arguing with me is because he's taking it personal because he fell for it. So I'm by
I
proxy.
didn't fall for it. I
I'm by
wanted to
proxy
get it.
calling him
Fell
weak minded.
for it. You fell for it. I hypnotized you. You fell for it. I got you. How long was I out for? Like 5 minutes, right? Like a half hour.
I had you under my spell for a half hour.
And it's his therapist, so he's like, "Now give me $200, and I'll see you next week."
By the way,
And he hypnotized him. So before the thing, it was $100, but he hypnotized him that it was $200.
you were also the first one to fall. Well, not fall for it, but that when we had the psychic on, you were talking to like relatives and stuff right away.
We were having fun with it.
Well,
If we all went on there, and this is part of the things where you
she
say
couldn't
some
read
things.
me.
Yeah.
She couldn't. I don't know if you got
I have to
that
go
episode.
back to that show because it's not like I got read, but there were certain things that were kind of like, yeah, you have fun with it. If we brought her on and it was just like, no,
Yeah,
no,
you gotta buy into it
Yeah,
a little
but,
bit.
I mean,
but
like,
you have
come
to
on.
buy into it. At one point, it was when I was living in my parents, and I was
I
in
like
the
the
basement,
things he's trying to throw against me.
and I go. She started asking me about my parents, and I go, "They're up there," and she thought I meant my parents were dead. I was like, "No, they're just one floor above me." And then she moved on from me.
What a hack.
You got to listen to that episode.
I'm get there. I'm not gonna jump around.
No, I know.
But I brought this whole thing up because I think you would fall for hypnotism pretty easily.
Very possible.
Yeah,
I
if
told you.
All you have to do is be like, B, you're high. And you're like, huh, I am high. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
He was doing weird things too when he, like, I don't even. Like,
do
he was
weird
going-
things.
He was like, huh,
I
and like,
In the car today?
yeah.
When
I
you
thought he was going to throw up.
Were you really like? Here's the thing. It sounds like whatever it was may have triggered a panic attack or
It
an
was sort of like
anxiety
that,
attack. But was there a moment where you were like, "Oh yeah, I definitely am high," or is it still like we haven't figured it out yet? We don't know.
It was. I haven't figured it out.
You don't know.
But when I'm trying, I'm like, am I like too high? Because like I can smoke like a tiny bit, like the tiniest bit, like laughable amount, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. But I felt like it was too much, and he kept. He said, you're gonna throw up. One of my.
Who says that? Why would you say?
Because he
Your
was
fr-
going, he
your
went,
friend,
"Ugh."
your friend,
I
He
didn't
did
get-
a fucking dry
when your
heave.
friend accidentally gets contact high potentially and is having a panic attack, you don't start saying things like "you're gonna throw up."
I'll tell you
You're gonna
why.
throw up.
Because
You're
he's
fucked.
dry heave.
No,
You
I
say,
did
"Listen,
something.
B, you're fine. You're gonna be okay. You're all right. Everything's fine. You did not get contact high. Open your window, bud. Open your window, pal.
Yeah, I
Everything's
did not do
all right,
that.
pal. Next
son,
time you do like
Let's
this,
try to blow and smoke.
He
in his
put his
face.
fat
rub-
sausage fingers in my face.
The
Like,
world- the world's
rub the
worst
back of his
shaman?
head.
yeah.
You rub-
Poor shaman.
Yeah, you rub his head. You say everything's okay. Everything's okay. Babe. Everything's fine. What song do you want? Let's put on a song. Let's put on a song you
I
like.
just want him to
Chicola's
pay
like, you're
attention.
gonna throw up. Look at you. You're stoned.
The reason why he thought I was going to throw up is because one of my go-tos when I am having a panic attack is I feel like if I spit through the center of my teeth 3 times, it clears it. But
Yeah.
so
No,
so,
that makes sense. That
Right.
makes sense.
So I kept doing.
well, at least you're a man of science.
I'm not saying any of this makes sense. So I kept putting my hand over my mouth just in case I had to spit into it.
Yeah, and he dry
case-
heaved once. I
In
thought
case
he
I
was
had a
going to throw
hot
up.
tuah into my own palm. You know, I'm not saying it's a normal.
What happens
thing.
when you get too high? You got a hot tour a
got
few
a-
times and spit into your mouth.
3 times through the
You
split
don't
in my
freak
teeth.
out. You got a hot tuah on yourself.
I'll take care of it
So
real
tha-
quick.
That's your get out of a panic attack ritual.
Has been for years.
Sounds like
It's been for years. How's it working out for you?
yeah.
Still work. Well, yeah.
It's like a self-soothing
why-
ritual, but
why
it's a
even-
very odd one.
Why
I'll be
even get
honest.
the panic attack in the first place when you know you have a cure-all for it?
Because
you know?
it's
have a
more of
flawless-
it's more of a last resort. It's not a cure. It's never a cure.
It's
Well,
an
like-
eject button.
It's an eject.
It's an
yeah.
eject.
I used to
Get me
carry
out of this
Xanax, but not
panic.
take them, and try and get through the
panic.
panic
That makes
attacks
sense.
without taking them. I didn't want to get dependent on them.
Let's not dive into that too much.
So I think you're right about the hot tour girl. I think it was because she was like girl next door. She's very attractive. We don't expect attractive girl. It's like a kind of a stereotype that really attractive women aren't good in bed because they feel like, well, you're lucky enough to be here with me. I don't need to.
Right.
I don't need to do a lot of work. You're welcome.
I already
like,
got
they're
you,
here. So it's. I think when the idea of an attractive woman putting the extra effort in is like, oh wow, okay,
All right.
yeah. But yeah, I watched the rest of the interview and I was like, this is I don't. First of all, the guy asking questions,
They're the worst.
I just hate these like joke, funny like sex questions. I don't find sex funny. I mean, I'm too much of a pervert. I don't like funny like, oh, what would you do in this sex? I'm like, I don't know. Like I get a little.
I'd spit on it.
I get a little too nuts. So you start talking about sex, I'm like, I'm like a switch goes off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
5 seconds later, his pants are down, and he's got it in his hands, and he's like, guys, keep laughing. It's turning me on. Everybody else thinks this is funny. I'm getting worked up.
yeah, kind
It
of.
is
Yeah.
true.
I just don't find I don't remember the questions he was asking, but it was
Well,
it was like, oh, how many bodies do you got? What would you say? And I'm like,
You don't like that question. I don't like that question either.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying they ask the dumbest questions, so they're gonna get
And like
dumb
the
responses.
fact that she was entertaining that, like the girl that I want to be with is a girl who would get asked that question, like, "Are you dumb? You're dumb, huh? Are you?" And then walk away. Like that's the girl I'm
Nah,
attracted.
I like the
That's the
girl
girl
who
I'm
has fun
attracted
with
to. The girl I'm attracted to was like, "You're an idiot. Like, good luck with your night. I'm going away." I'm like, I like the strong. I'm not answering that question, girl. That's the girl. That's the girl I want to be.
Yeah.
Dream girl.
With. Yeah.
These guys, they're going around probably, where was that? College Town bar or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's
Yeah.
gotta be.
And they're looking for social media content. And
It works.
I gotta say, they
How many
struck
times-
gold with that one.
Yeah.
They struck gold.
I
They
see a lot
struck-
of those clips, those street interview things.
And now the street interviewers are the ones who are getting them because people watch their interviews because they know they're going to come across
Yeah.
these random idiots.
It breeds more content like that. Like you say that guy and you go, I could do that. I can walk around and ask dumb questions to drunk
Yeah.
people. And is that some drunk person has a moment where you're like, oh, this is great. And you got them. And
All of a sudden, you got millions of views because
Yeah.
you did not. You asked a stupid question,
And you got
you
great
just
answer.
stumbled upon some.
but then there's people who kind of made a living off of doing that, like the guy from All Gas No Brakes. You guys know All Gas No Brakes?
I've heard of
Andrew
this.
Callahan, Channel
Yes,
5 News.
Yes.
Bro,
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's like a serious documentary maker now. But he started by just like going around to these different events and just trying to get people that were interesting on camera saying stuff. And he tried to find the genuine ones that were really being themselves, not trying because there was a camera on them, that were really being themselves and just like would say things. And he was like, wow, this person's entertaining.
yeah,
And
that sounds cool.
What was his documentary? I know a little bit about it. This guy.
so most recently, it's called Channel 5 News. It's on like YouTube and stuff. He did one where he crosses the Mexican border but people that actually help other immigrants cross the Mexican border. They pay them, and I think it's a cartel operation or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But then they take them through the woods and they hide in the bushes, and then they cross through this part of like the river, and they get into Texas, and they go through. And sometimes they make it all the way into America. Sometimes they're picked up by immigration. And they were doing a documentary on this thing, and the guy Andrew Callahan was like, "Let me do that. Let me go to Mexico.
Be the shaman
Let
or
me-
guy or whatever.
Right. He was getting taken
Oh,
through.
taken, yeah.
He paid them.
Yeah, why would he know how?
He paid. Yeah, like he's like, I'm gonna take people across the border.
I read a map or two. I can figure
Yeah.
this out.
So they do the documentary, and it's really interesting. It's really cool. There's moments of anxiety because he's kind of like putting himself at risk too, because you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know who you're dealing with. You're some white kid from like America who's like got a camera and a show, and you're like, hey, I want to cross the border. Will you do this for me? And they're like, yeah, we'll do it for you. And you're like, all right, cool. But then, you get in the woods and stuff, and you could tell there's a little bit of anxiety and nervousness. Like, I hope these guys don't screw us over or kidnap us and, try to do something.
But kill me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of batteries.
There's real risk involved with that.
the producer of me is always like, how do you have enough batteries to keep filming? Like, you can't charge your stuff in the middle of the night. Like you're in,
Well, I don't want to totally ruin it, but let's just say that they do it. They do the thing. It's and it turns out you can't do what he did, even though you're an American crossing the border. It's still illegal for you to do
Yeah,
it like
'cause you
that.
have to get
You
checked
have
to
to
come
go
in.
through
Customs.
customs. So you're supposed to go through the legal spots and get checked and show your passport or your ID or whatever. And he got caught.
Got pinched, huh?
Yeah, they got pinched and they locked him up in immigration.
Oh wow.
The next documentary after that is him telling the story of what happened to him in immigration when he was basically with all the illegal immigrants, and then he's just like this like doofy looking white kid like in the middle of like all these like actual immigrants that are locked up, and he tells the story and they animate it very poorly but on purpose that it's so funny, like these little 3D models that represent him and his cameraman that are now locked up. So it's great, and that is where he's at now. But where he started was just going up to people. But the thing is, he did it better than these other TikTokers are doing it now, because they're looking for that 15 seconds hot tuah clip. That's mostly what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You could tell back, if you go back to All Gas No Brakes, he was looking for something more than that to begin with.
Okay.
But he's really taken it to another level. And he
I like that name, All Gas No Brakes.
I can't believe you guys don't know about All Gas No
I've
Brakes.
heard of it.
dude.
I do
I'm
not.
not
I do
into
know.
it as much as you. But
Dom-
Sounds like, reminds me
Marca
of
told me about it.
you know the rapper Dessa, girl from Minnesota. She's got
Yeah,
she's
I've
got
heard of her.
she's got a rap line that says "brand new brakes, I never touch them," and I always like that. I'm always like, I want to get like I like that as a.
You get that
the same-
tattooed on your
Nah, I was just
forearm?
telling to myself, I'm not getting I'm not getting any more words tattooed on me. No more words, but. I
All
do-
Gas No Brakes, by the way, is Robert Sala's from the New York Jets head coach. That's I have a little wristband
loser.
that said All Gas No Brakes. the New York Jets
just
head
hate the
coach.
Jets.
That was his.
That was his saying?
That was his saying.
All gas, no
All
brakes.
Gas No Brakes. Yeah.
I did, but I feel like if I got that tattooed to me, like if I got what I wanted, which brand new brakes, never touch them. Wouldn't you feel silly like laying down, going to sleep? You're like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm hitting the brakes a little bit right now.
Yeah,
Like-
that's true.
like,
you feel obligated to
Yeah.
constantly push
Yeah.
it.
yeah, like one day you're just like hanging out watching TV, and you're like, I'm a fraud.
Yeah.
Like Aesop Rock has a tattoo that says "must not sleep, must warn others," and I'm always like, "Well, you feel stupid when you're like you're tucking yourself in at night." And you're like, "I guess I'm not
I
warning
guess
it."
some sleep.
Yeah, I guess a little bit of sleep. I guess a little bit of sleep.
I guess a little bit of sleep.
You got to go to sleep at some point.
Yeah,
I got tatted up today.
you
a
did
few hours ago.
But you got a tattoo.
I got a whale. Because
That's-
I'm a whale of a good time. Yeah, it's brand.
Is that a humpback?
I'm a whale.
No,
all
it's
the
a
time.
blue whale.
Oh, it's a blue.
It's
I
a
actually
blue.
like this. This is one of the only tattoos, and I like the one he got for his nieces. But this
No,
is,
you laughed
no,
at me
I
for
made
that.
fun of how you did it. I like the
Okay.
thought behind it. This I like a lot. I just I wish you didn't do it in the summer.
Did you?
Why
I barely-
do you wish? Hold on, I got to unpack that.
I think because
he wishes you didn't do that in this summer.
Well, you're not really supposed to get.
Are
new
you worried
tattoos
about
in
his
the summer.
skincare? Are you worried about him keeping
Look
it
at my
moisturized?
legs.
Well, yeah, because you got to really take care of those.
Do
in
my
summer.
legs
Another
look
fresh
like they?
tattoo.
Do my legs look like the sun sees them at all?
And that's a fair point. That was
So
gonna be
you
my
last
next
week you
thing.
asked him if you wear shorts ever, and
Never
you
wear
said you
shorts.
never really wear shorts. So the shorts
First-
today are just because of the tattoo.
Just because of the tattoo.
so
Oh, it's short
he'll be
shorts.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. That was my second thing is he doesn't wear shorts often. But yeah, when you get a tattoo like a new one, you shouldn't really do it in the summer.
So all tattoo shops should close for the
They gotta
summer.
close.
A basic chick is like they should just do everyone a public service and be
Summer
like, listen,
vacation.
No, you just got to be.
it's
extra
not
on top of
recommended.
covering it.
You're right,
not-
though.
I'm
You're
gonna
right.
be- I'm gonna be okay.
Are you concerned B is not capable of that?
What do-
No, I
like
just
what am I gonna
looking
do?
out
You
for- I don't
said
know,
you said
gotta
like
be-
I don't like that he did it in the summer. It's like I really care about you. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
At the end of the day, I do
I-
care.
An
about
hour
him.
ago, I think I'm high and he's pointing his fingers at my going like this. But now he cares about my my tattoo aftercare. What a
Good thing you didn't say that while you having a panic attack. B, and by the way, you really shouldn't have gotten that in the summer. You're gonna get infected. It's gonna dry up and stab up and fall off.
You know what they say about tattoos in July?
It's not
Jeez.
bad. I mean, listen, I'm just saying. They always, even my tattoo artist recommends doing.
I get it, but
You have
not-
you have a guy you go to all the
yeah,
time.
he did every one of them.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you have a guy you wanted to go to?
no. I went in as a walk-in today. I'll tell you. I told you a little bit early, but I was possibly supposed to work today, and I had this this whale tattoo. I had it saved in my phone for a couple years. Something I want to get, but it takes a lot. Like I do get anxiety before I get a tattoo, all that stuff. And I was like, it's 4th of July weekend. I'm off from work for the rest of the week, and I was like, I want to do it. Start the summer. It's fun, right?
I mean, I don't know about fun, but yeah,
It's fun. I enjoy like having a new
exciting
tattoo.
having
It's
that
exciting.
tattoo.
The
Sure.
new tattoos are great.
So yesterday I was like, I'm not going to do it.
Got a
And
fun day planned ahead. What are you doing? Get a tattoo.
I
What
love
else?
those.
it is fun.
That's it.
It is fun.
That's a
Gonna
great
be-
day.
So I
Blast.
said to myself, if tomorrow I don't have to go to work, I'm getting this tattoo tomorrow. Stars were aligned. I didn't have to go to work. And I said, I'm getting this tattoo today.
Brand new tattoo.
You had
When it-
balls
pick that-
going to a walk-in doing that.
Yeah, did you pick that off his sheet or did you have a blue whale in
No, I
mind?
had a blue.
What's the significance of the blue
There's
whale?
no significance.
Then what made you want to get a blue whale?
I
then?
just
Then if there's no
liked it.
something said to you, get the blue whale, and it wasn't like you weren't flipping through his thing.
No.
But in your head, you went in there knowing I'm getting a blue whale.
I
today.
have in my.
By the
phone,
way, there's no color in it, so he's not
No,
even blue. He's
no.
just a blue,
Well,
black
blue
and white
whales-
whale. Is it black and white blue whale?
Blue whale.
It's confusing.
Listen, it's not like a blue whale, like because it's blue. All right, tbriz, you don't come on this podcast and tell me this is a blue whale. You can tell by the underneath.
challenge you.
Underneath its mouth, it's got those lines, right?
I can tell also because of the way his eye looks. The
Yeah,
blue,
no, he's got
blue
that-
whale always has that look like he's kind of like
He's winking at you.
I'm huge, bitch. What's up?
He's the
Look
biggest
how big
whale.
I am. Wink.
I had it in my phone, and I have other images in my phone of tattoos that I want to get in the future.
Oh.
I keep it in there. So
I do
I'm like,
that.
so all right, am I sick of this? Am I ever? And I had it in there for 2 years. So I was like, this is something I really like. Yeah. So I knew I wanted an inner. I know it's a weird spot, but I kind of like it's different. I don't know.
So when you looked at the blue whale, how does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like that's.
Tattoos don't need meanings.
Is there a feeling,
Bro,
when
you know, half my tattoos. Come on, I don't have a lot of meaning to my tattoos.
I think
got
it's
a
fine to
flamingo
just
on my-
get tattoos because you think it looks cool.
It looks
Yeah.
cool.
I want to know
Yeah.
what this
I don't-
list looks
I-
like. Though.
I-
Like, is there
yeah.
anything else on what's next on the list? And
An eagle.
are they all sea animals? Are they all?
No,
Do
no.
not get an eagle.
It's not. an
not
eagle.
get
I
an-
have an eagle. I don't want him getting the
It
same
is-
thing I got.
Believe me, it is not an
You're not
eagle.
allowed to get any tattoos. Chick already has.
It's
I
not an
think
eagle
most of them
like
are
you would
sports
have.
teams that you don't care about
It's
anyway.
not an
but-
eagle that he would have.
Well,
I'm
what
surprised
color is it?
different.
you would even get an eagle. I know, it's a national bird, whatever.
Because
but,
of the
because
eagles?
the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm sure.
That was a thought.
Let me see
But I
your
love
eagle.
bald eagles.
Where's your eagle?
yeah.
I actually have to get a touch.
Is it one of those USA like red, white, and blue?
God,
with
never
oh God,
mind.
he's got to take
Oh,
his
my
shirt
goodness.
off for this.
No,
Jesus
that-
Nobody
Christ!
can see that.
That's
that
not
is-
an eagle. That's
the
a bear
ceiling.
claw.
The ceiling can see that.
Oh wait,
That is nowhere near what I would get.
If you don't think for a second that's going to be the image of this episode,
That's fine. I don't care. Doesn't mind.
you gotta
have a
shave your
different way
nipples,
of-
bro. You gotta shave those nipples.
I
Every
got
now
two
and then.
different nipples.
Yeah, you gotta shave them.
yeah, we,
oh
all
my
have, we all
God!
have two different nipples.
No, but they're like they're not symmetrical.
No. Nothing is symmetrical on the body. I don't know if you
Well,
know.
but you know
From a
what I
distance,
mean.
it kind of looks like it is.
Especially
but
his
yeah.
body.
But mine are completely. They
Listen,
look like
no
two
two
different
nipples are
nipples.
alike, even on a single human being.
It looks like I had a transplant of somebody else's nipple.
I would tell you what it looks like, but
No, it's not
you
bad.
might get
It just
mad at
looks
me.
different than the other
I
one.
would love to see that face on that pennant right there. I don't
I
want to be
love
anymore.
that.
I would.
By the
Lo-
way, that's from. So I think.
I think
you should leave.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite episodes.
It's
I
one of the
just don't
best.
want to be here anymore. He's
I
like,
want to get that. I would love to get that tattooed, but there's no way to get that tattoo where people wouldn't think it's a bad tattoo. They're like, oh,
Fuck
they fucked you up.
no, they
because
wouldn't.
the picture itself looks like, boy, they really fucked that face up.
Yeah.
Nah, I disagree.
But
If I saw
people
that
who know
on
the
you, I
show-
would think that's
Yeah,
a good
maybe.
tattoo.
Yeah.
People who know the show will know that and be like, dude, he's a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
He's a hardcore fan.
I might want to get the fedora and the cigar guy.
Yeah.
The crooner,
Yeah.
the
The car, yeah,
driving
yeah,
crooner.
yeah. Drives the car.
I want to get
That's a
I
good
want to
one.
get a fedora and a cigar. I got to make money from this. It's just too good. Yeah, man, I got to get a new tattoo. Let's all get. Let's all get
No,
new
I
tattoos.
was.
He's gonna get adult babies. Is what
I'm
he's gonna
getting
say.
it. I'm
Yeah?
getting an adult baby's tattoo. I was waiting because
Get a
he
whole
said
back
he would
piece.
do it.
I would do it if he does it with me. I'll do it.
You know, like
We'll
Bradley.
do adult baby's tattoos.
Yeah, I would do it.
All right.
You know, like Bradley Knoll
yeah.
from Sublime has Sublime across his whole back from
Yeah,
shoulder to
that's-
shoulder, like he did it like to be like promote the band. We need babies from shoulder to shoulder across the back, like a whole big piece. Like Steve-O's got his own head on the
That
back.
was why. That was
I
why he
would do
did it.
that.
That was the whole reason why he did that.
Oh,
Sublime.
Bradley
Knowles.
just
yeah.
like it was the cover,
the cover
of their
of the-
self-titled album. Like that
yeah.
was like him
Yeah.
just like repping the band.
Great
big
tattoo.
Time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I have an Irish across my back because of that.
Do you?
It was because of Bradley Knowles Sublime, and embarrassingly enough, Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray had Irish,
God.
and I know. So I got Irish written across my back.
Did you do it before you knew Mark McGrath did it, or was
No,
secretly that,
that
was
was the
part of the
inspiration.
also reason
That
you
was-
did it? Like,
sounds like not so secret.
There's a reminder on my back that I got the same tattoo as my friend Mark McGrath.
Mark McGrath was like part 2 of like, yeah, I got to do it. Bradley Knoll with the Sublime. I was like, I like that
Irish.
idea. And then I saw Mark McGrath.
I'm really
had
sick of how proud Irish people are being Irish. It's a big deal.
Oh, it's the
I
best.
can't say anything about them because Italians are arguably worse.
Yeah, but you're not that type of Italian.
No, I know.
I started being obnoxious.
Irish people stink.
I
He's
started
that
being
Irish
obnoxious
guy.
about it. When people ask me what I am, I just say American. Because
That's what I do now.
I actually ran into people from Ireland at a bar when I was drinking. It was out in Montauk, and this chick was like, had the Irish accent. And I was like, oh, it's so cool. And I was like, had a moment of realization where I was like, yeah, I'm Irish too. And then I was like, actually, no, I'm not. I was like, to you, I'm American.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, it sounds stupid when I say I'm Irish, doesn't it? She's like, well, I get it, but yeah. And I was like, you're Irish, I'm American. She's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
I'm gonna go home.
I can't.
I have an Irish friend. His name is actually Brendan. We call him Irish Brendan. He lives like right on the same block as me, so I hang out with him all the time. And he hates that like I proclaim that I'm Irish. Like
Proclaim, you mean by the tattoo on your back? That's
yeah. Oh, he doesn't even know about that. Like I don't think I told him about that. But yeah, he gets angry when like people say that they're Irish.
I just feel like if you're gonna claim a nationality, you better like if somebody has any questions about that nationality too, you better fucking ace it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you should
that's
have
true.
good food.
Yeah.
You never had my mom's Irish soda bread. It's fantastic.
My mom's Irish soda bread.
There's never been an Irish soda bread.
That's a food.
Soda bread
it's
is
a food,
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's a food, yeah.
It's
Corned
a
beef?
food.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
are missing out. Corned beef?
I like corned beef, but soda bread is a disgrace.
Oh my
You know
God.
what? I'll stay.
Cabbage,
potatoes.
just boiled
I don't
cabbage,
like
just boiled potatoes.
Potatoes is fantastic.
Potatoes is great. And
You
it's
guys don't
the
drink,
worst.
but a Guinness on
Listen,
tap is fantastic.
You know, I identify
shepherd's
most.
pie.
Shepherd's pie, beautiful
Yeah. I
I thought
thing.
That's not
shepherd's
bit-
pie is English.
I have no idea.
Listen, doesn't matter.
I don't
Yeah,
even know
it might be
because I'm
Irish.
American. I'm not Irish anyway. I just
I'm
know.
American.
Exactly.
Listen,
Cheeseburgers.
the English don't have great food
American.
either.
America.
No,
The most English thing about me is how much I like Indian food because Indian food is the number one
That's the number
cuisine.
one food.
Is it
of-
really?
in-
I did
in-
not know that.
In England,
time.
they love
I know
it.
there's a lot of Indians in England, but I didn't know
Yeah,
that
well,
was the
because
number one food.
English food is so bad that they were like, "Oh, this is so much flavor."
Why is that region of the world terrible food?
I don't know.
Is there bad like? Is there not good weather for farming and shit? Like, what's the reason
I think
behind
they just
it?
have spices. They just didn't like. We're introduced to spices, so they just.
yeah, it's the
Wasn't a
spices. The spices weren't.
Because right across the pond is fantastic food.
Whoa,
well, not
wait.
necessarily France, but I mean, people
France
love
has
France.
great
I
food.
was just gonna say people love it. I'm not into like
Also, across the
snail and
pond
shit.
is us.
Yeah, what pond
We're
separates
across the
France
pond.
and England?
What? Yeah, why?
Which
The
pond?
water.
Can you just name the pond?
we
though?
know what the
pond is.
But it's
Well,
all
fucking Dunkirk was. What is it? I forget what sea it is. I'm not gonna say
The
the,
Baltic?
wrong one. I don't honestly don't remember. What
The
it is.
Mediterranean.
It's not
everybody
Mediterranean.
knows
It's the other side.
when you're in
The dead
England. When you're in
sea.
England, you say cross the pond. Everybody knows colloquially that's the United. That's us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I say that, but there's still water in between them. It's the channel, the English Channel. Actually,
Okay, so say maybe.
I'm not retarded. It's not like I'm wrong.
Your mind's in
You're
a pretzel
also-
right now, and that's okay.
Yeah, you're not much of a geography scholar either.
I'm actually
I
pretty
don't
good in
think.
geography.
Are you?
Yes.
The more I learn about you, the more I realize
I'm
it's a
very
lot of
good with.
bullshit.
I won't
a
say
lot of
very
bullshit.
good, but I'm pretty good with geography.
Sure.
Me,
I'm not.
Jay, and Hughes used to do this. You know, you play those games with the Wordle. There was a geography one.
You know, you play them games with
There
the
was, no, it
world.
was like a daily, and they would give you a shape of something, and you got to guess the country, and then like bordering countries. And stuff.
All right.
So I'm pretty good with geography. I'm
Sure.
not great.
Now, T-Briz, can
Very
we get an
interesting.
update on you? What's up with you now? Now,
Nothing.
since you've left us.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
That was
nothing?
the end of my life. I should
That
have
was it?
stayed. I left the Adult Babies podcast, and then like
I feel like you're
a couple
thriving.
months later, I was just holed up in my apartment with the shades drawn and the lights off, and I was miserable and depressed. And I missed Chicolo, and I missed B, and I
Yeah.
missed making fun of Chicolo. You know, how was I supposed to make up for my own insecurities if I don't have somebody to beat down on every week after week? Of course, you know, because then my own shit starts to pop up, and I have to look at myself. And I'm like, I don't want to look at myself. I want to look at Chick and be like, ha, I'm better than him.
Yeah.
At least I can just shit on him. And I feel better than him. But there was nobody around like that. because now I'm surrounded by people that are better than me, and I'm like, I don't like this. I
that
need
true?
the podcast, but I couldn't do it. My ego wouldn't let me. 10% of this is true.
Okay.
But by 10%, I mean mostly
People actually
none
would
of it.
ask me, "Did you and Taylor not get along?" I said, "No,
Yeah,
we always
no,
got
we-
along." I said,
I
"That
love
was
you.
just." I
That
said,
is a funny
I said,
thing,
"Me and
yeah.
him." I said he's probably one of my closest friends. Even at the time, we were very close, and I was like, just how we were, like because we were that close, it made it a little easier to get on me and.
It was easy to bust your balls, and then I took it too far week after week. And I think it was the little annoyances, like the breathing in the mic.
Oh, yeah.
I would at first it would be funny, and then after a while, my OCD would kick in, where I'd be like, "I'm gonna fucking this motherfucker better stop doing that," and like it would really upset me, like actually would. And I'd be like, I spent a half hour setting this all up, and then Chick Law's a half
come
hour
breathe
late,
on
and then he comes in and breathes on the mic and just interrupts everybody. And I'm trying to run a tight ship here, Chick. We're running a tight ship here, and you're just going off the rails. Can you let me direct? Can you let me direct? I'm in control. I need to be in control.
Yeah.
It's a control thing. Sometimes it is a control thing.
It is a control.
Was
thing.
I really a control freak?
Yes,
I
You were a
probably was.
tyrant.
I'm the tyrant.
We
I was the
needed
tyrant.
to an
I always tried to
extent.
make sure to be nice to be.
You did.
You
I
were-
always
said to be nice to be.
I was always like, he's so nice to you. I get fucking shit on.
well, yeah. I feel like if we continued, you'd probably lash out at me at some point, and that's okay.
I don't know why I did. It was
That's good.
I'm mean to Chick. I think
Ryan
I was
hasn't been too mean to me either.
I
so.
would bust B's balls, and I would bust Chick's balls, and you guys would bust my balls sometimes. But then I would take it from busting balls equally to now just straight up being mean to Chick at some points.
And then
I would
we
just be
both
mean
kind
to
of
him.
ganged up on him too. Like the more you would do it,
But
the
then
more
I
make
would
me do
check
it.
out because like I could take it to an extent, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done. And
Right,
then they
he
could
used to
tell
check
when
out.
I would,
He would leave the podcast.
I would basically leave without leaving the podcast. Just
Yeah.
like,
But
all right.
anyway, mostly I do music a lot. I'm doing a lot of music stuff. One thing I wanted to talk about was the music that I'm doing with this artist named Wet Brain, WETTBRAIN. Do you know what Wet Brain is?
It's Chick, right?
No. Do you know it's actually a thing?
No, what is it?
Wet brain is like when you drink a lot of alcohol and you've drank so much throughout your life that you've actually done a brain damage. You've done
Oh, God.
you've burnt enough brain cells, or you depraved your brain of oxygen from so much drinking that you now can't undo some of it.
That
And
explains everything, B.
they refer to that as wet brain. You have wet brain now.
Oh God!
I'm like 95% sure. I'm that's
medical
close
term,
enough.
like medically they'll refer to it as that, or is it like kind of?
You get a fact check. You get a laptop fact check
yeah,
me.
Mac-
Fact check.
Liquor soaked.
I don't know if
brain.
it's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a slang or if
Right,
it's
but that's
if it's
what it
actually
means.
a medical like accepted way. Like if you go to the doctor and you're like, "Doctor, what's wrong with me? I can't think the way I used to." And he's like, "Well, you've got wet brain.
Right.
You've got wet brain." He
the way,
might
I'm gonna wake
just
up
say
tomorrow.
you've got brain damage from drinking alcohol.
right.
Unless he's really cool, he'd be like, "You got wet brain.
You
son."
got that wet brain. I'm
got
gonna
wet
wake
brain.
up tomorrow thinking I have wet brain now. That's gonna be the new thing in my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
I like a Guinness.
No,
I got the answer.
I got that wet brain.
Chick looked it up. He fact
Wet
checked.
brain from alcohol is the Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome, WKS.
Oh, so that's the scientifically defined the Wernicke. What is it?
Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome,
Wernicke-Korsakoff.
WKS.
I like wet brain better.
It's like when the word idiot used to be a scientific term, like your
Yeah.
son is an idiot.
Yeah.
It used to be like.
Did it?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
the doctor, like, oh, your son's an idiot. It would be like, so this is like they probably just updated it.
Well, they
Yeah.
call them boxers punch drunk. Now we
Yeah.
know it's CTE.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Not punch drunk.
That's pretty much what it is. But anyway, that's his name, and it's a play on that. And
And you do all the production for like the music, and then he's
so I've been playing music forever, but I just started posting stuff on YouTube, and you do this thing where you post something on YouTube, and they're called type beats. So like for me, I started to go for Sublime type beats and Dirty Heads type beats, and I found like a genre of music that I was good at making that online. When you tag that, there wasn't a lot of competition for the tag, and there was a decent amount of traffic. Like use an analytics tool, so analytics would tell me, oh, if I make a Sublime type beat, I might rank #1 on the search results if my music is good enough. And so I targeted that, I went for that, and that's what happened. So the
Number
beats,
one.
yeah, if you look up Sublime type beat on YouTube right now, you probably see 1 to 2 to 3 of my beats either at #1 or in the top 10 of the search results.
Is it under tbriz or what will we
Yeah, it's
see
under
it
tbriz. So if you look up Sublime type beat, if you look up Dirty Heads type beat, if you look up 311 type beat, if you look up Jack Johnson type beat, I've been making more and more beats as I go, and I've been ranking at the top of the search results. And I kind of target a certain area that,
Unserviced,
yeah, yeah.
Or underserviced, yeah.
So I'm not blowing up because of that, because it's a niche. It's what I found, a niche that I'm good at. Now I'm trying to expand at some point and make more popular keyword type beats at some point. But for now, that's what I'm doing. People have found me. So Wet Brain found me. He messaged me. He's like, I found your stuff on YouTube. I really like it. Here's a bunch of songs that I made that I don't like the music to. He's like, can you just like redo them? So I was like, yeah, okay. And, I started
He
basically
send you the stems, and then you just pick them apart?
He'd take me the stems. I would just mute all the stems and keep his vocals in there, and then just write around his vocals. And we did one song. He liked it. I did another one. He liked it. He sent me more. So now I got like 4 or 5 or 6 songs lined up with him. And one of them's already up there. It's called Rude Boy. It's on Spotify. If you go to tbriz on Spotify, it's on my, what is it? Right when you go to my Spotify page,
one of your highlights.
His song is the highest played song that I have, so it shows up on my most recently played list. So he like tagged me in it. And we got more on the way. So he liked the sound. He was going for like this sound, like this emo rap, Suicide Boys meets like reggae type thing, and it just kind of clicked. And the most recent song that's coming out on July 12th. I can say this now. I say, it features another artist called Kabaka Pyramid, who is a reggae artist who's really good, and like a legit, like a reggae artist. Like you go to listen to his stuff, you'd be like, this is like Bob Marley type stuff.
So this was a Wet Brain song, and he reached out to this guy to have him on his song.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Is that I just assumed that maybe he paid him for a feature, or I don't know, because for all I know, he's friends with the guy.
Yeah.
But a lot of times that's how it happens. You reach out to somebody, you're like, hey, I'm going to do a thing, and you pay them to be on it, or you know them. Maybe I don't know. I'm kind of just speculating when it comes to that. But what I do know is I made for this next track the music, and now Kabaka Pyramid's on it with Wet Brain, and Kabaka's verse is so dope, dude. It's so dope. I wish I could play it, but it comes out on July 12th. What was I going to say? So now I can officially say, because Kabaka Prime is a Grammy award-winning reggae artist, so I can say I made music. I made a track featuring a Grammy award-winning artist.
That's huge.
Look at this, folks. This is what happens when you leave the adult babies.
Dude, this would happen. I left and I focused on music. But to me, I see it like, like when you're applying for a job and you put stuff on your resume to make it sound better. They call it padding your resume.
Sure, yeah.
It's like, for me, I'm padding my resume by saying something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I just made a song for Wet Brain, and then he's like, by the way, Kabaka Pyramid's on
But
it.
it is true.
Grammy award-winning artist.
People
and
do
I was
that.
like, yep.
People do that in comedy all the time. Like,
This is padding.
yeah.
Say, I opened for Jerry Seinfeld, and it's
Yeah,
like
I
you
opened
played
for
at
Tom
8
Papa
a.m.
because
during the
I did an
breakfast.
audition early in the set, and then he ended it.
Yeah.
I'm like, open for Tom Papa. Like I was on before Tom Papa once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Nice.
I'm padding my resume with that. But go, if you want to listen to it, go on my Spotify and listen to Rude Boy. And then we have like 3 or 4 more tracks that are coming out that are really, I make music, and sometimes people buy my beats and make stuff, and they send it to me, and 9 out of 10 times I'm like, oh yeah, cool. But in my head, I'm like, ooh,
You're not gonna promote that yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the check, and let them run with it. Yeah.
But Wet Brain's really good. There's this other guy called The Cyclist, and he's gonna start dropping. He just bought like 12 beats off of my site. He's like, my #1 customer, I guess, this year, and he's recording really good music to them, and he's gonna start releasing in August a single every month for in perpetuity. He's basically just wants this. He's starting to go after it. So he's going to try to hook up tours. He's starting to record content for Instagram and TikTok and all this other stuff. And I'm really excited about some of his tracks too. I wish I would have brought one with me so I could play it here, but I can't. But I don't know.
You can always send it to us and we can post it.
I'm going to comment in Adult Baby's posts in August underneath all your Instagrams and be like, hey guys, what's up? By the way, go check out tbriz
share it.
music.
For sure. Yeah, we'll
100%.
share that.
Share whatever you.
We'll share everything that you do.
Yeah.
I've never wanted to do anything more than make music. I have no music ability.
Right.
But all through my life, I've always tried to buy the software, the Fruity Loops when it was a thing, and then I don't know what I'm doing. I download these programs. I buy I have like a little little keyboard, like what do they call it? The
MIDI
the
keyboard?
MIDI keyboard, and I know how to make it. That sounds like a song. Like I lay down keys and I lay down drums, but it's unlistenable. You can't listen.
This guy's one of the most gifted musicians that nobody will ever, that nobody knows. That is, he really is fantastic.
Thanks, chick.
You know that. I've been saying it forever, though.
But if I could make music, I would never touch a camera. I would never do it. Like if I had that ability, that's all I wanted to do, and I just never learned how to do it.
When we first asked him to come on to do the producing on us, it was because this guy, I mean, he really is probably the smartest person I know. You could make
That's
video
not saying
games.
much, but
No, I know some smart people, but you're hands down probably the most.
you don't
Listen,
really frequent the company of Harvard graduates, Yale.
I like when
alumni.
Chick does definitive, non-definitive statements. Because you're probably maybe the best. He's like he'll in one sentence add the word probably and definitely, and like he's like you're definitely maybe the smartest person I know. I'm like
You definitely probably
one of those
maybe
words,
1,000% most likely.
but probably not the most smartest person I know.
but he is, and
There's that strong mind.
we're like, yo, who could do this? We knew he could do it, but your gift was more music. Like that's what you should have been.
I was doing music. I do everything. I've always been doing music my whole life.
You were great at what?
I'm never not doing music, no matter what else I'm doing. I'm never not doing music. I've always been doing it since I was like 12.
You still building video games?
Yeah, I dabble in software development for my real profession, but on the side, sometimes I make video games on the side for fun, and but I never finish anything. That's why it's for fun. It's just more like dabbling in I'm sometimes I get these ideas. I'm also this type of personality. I get these grandiose, big ideas, and usually it's triggered by something that annoys me. So like I'm playing a video game and I'm like, this game's awesome, but it fucking annoys me that they didn't make the character have a backflip. And if this game had a backflip, it'd be so much better. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go online, learn how to make games. I'm gonna make this game and I'm gonna make it better because there's gonna be a backflip in it. And then I spent 4 months watching YouTube videos, learning how to program video games, making animations, doing all this stuff. The character, finally, I make a character who does a backflip, and I'm like, nice. And then I'm like, now what? And then I realized how much work it took me just to make the backflip, and I'm like, I can't do that. I burned out.
Yeah.
I get obsessed, and my friends know this about me. I get obsessed too.
Yeah.
I get obsessed with it. I get obsessed, and then I'm like, all right. The obsession's gone, and the amount of time and effort I'm putting into this is just not worth it. I'm gonna have to work on this for another 5 years, and then maybe another 5 after that. I'm like, I'm just gonna go back to music. I'm just gonna keep music is always the thing I go back to, and I do.
I do the same thing creatively. I can't do anything. If I watch a movie, I'm always like, I want to make a movie, and then like I obsess about that. The amount of Instagram reels that I make that take. I did one the other day that took me like all day to make.
Was that
like
birds flipping?
No, that took me a little bit to do, and that was like another thing. I just saw that as a vision. Like, I want to see this picture. Like, I wanted to make motion. Like, 30 people are gonna like this. It's gonna get no traction. But when I see it in my head, I need to see it through. But as I'm doing it, I'm like, nobody cares about this. Nobody like this is not going to get me anywhere. I need to. I need
to get you anywhere.
No, and I don't ever regret doing it because I know I just need to get what's in my mind. I need to get it out and produce it and then just release it. That's the only thing.
I did something like that on YouTube and I posted it. And I'm going to look to see if it's still here or not. But I learned this product called Blender. You ever hear of Blender? It's like a 3D animation software, but you can do 2D animation with it too. And I had an idea for a music video for a song I did with my friend Timmy. And
that was leading to my next question.
Yeah, it was this thing, this little side project we were trying to do called Galactic Hearts. And I had this idea where these spaceships were like flying around and abducts this girl. And like, then you're like the hero and you go do, and I spent all this time learning it and making this video. And I finished it and I actually posted it, but like when you watch the video, it's like, oh yeah, this is the first time this guy ever did this. You're like, oh, this is the project he learned. And it's funny is like in the first 10 to 20 seconds of the video, it looks really bad. Yeah. It's just like these little images of spaceships kind of floating around the screen that look ghetto. And then towards the end, you can tell I got better. Like the screen's flashing and this shit are doing all these like moves and stuff. But it's like you can see my progression, how I got better and throughout the video. And then after I I finished it and posted it, I was like, I hit a point where I'm like, I never want to do this ever again.
Yeah.
Like this project was an obsession, and I stuck it out and I posted it, but like that's it. I'm done. Like I thought this was the best idea ever. This thing looks like shit. I hate it. It's embarrassing, but I'm gonna post it anyway because I want to show some people what I did. And then you sign onto YouTube like 4 months later, I'm like, let me go see it. Maybe people are watching it. And it's like 2 views. Like nobody even watched the damn thing. Like I sent it to 10 people. How come it only has 2 views? I call mom. I sent you that video. Did you watch it? I'm depending on you to get
Your mother likes every one of our posts.
She does.
Actually, if
She
I
does.
To be honest, if I sent it to her,
don't
she would have
think
watched it. She would have.
Your mother, I don't know if
watches you guys.
I don't think your mom realizes that you quit the show, or she still likes us.
No, she does.
Like I think the same thing. Like I spend a little bit of time putting those reels together. The last one I put together, I legitimately am entertained watching it. Like you dancing at the end, like you know, you're talking about him dancing in the mirror. I laugh at you at the end. You like imitating him dancing in the mirror. I'm like, how is nobody? Yeah, it's shit service.
I'm holding my phone. I just distracted everyone as I'm holding my phone up in the air, just trying to get service.
It's a real check
I'm trying to
move
see
right
if this YouTube video is still up. I'm searching Galactic Hearts, and no.
Is the
The
band
service is bad
Do
down
the,
here.
do the
Sorry, go
fans
ahead.
ever have a chance to see the band get back together again?
Nah,
Have you guys
probably not.
even like a one
A
and done?
one-off.
Did you say the fans?
The
The fans, our friends. There's
Yeah.
like,
It was a good time though. It was a good time of our lives.
yeah, there was a time where we played music, and it was more than just our friends.
It was.
It's a baseball themed name of the band.
Doubleheader.
Okay, you didn't give
I
me
think it was
time
a
to guess.
doubleheader
It
Yeah.
was
and
a dildo theme.
Yes. Right.
It was dildo themed.
Right.
A baseball thing.
If you knew the band, if you knew the origin story, but most people didn't, and they just thought doubleheader was like, oh, like baseball,
Yes,
like back
but I
to back
remember you telling-
games. We're like, yeah, sure.
You did tell the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, back when we played with All Grown Up and Sean's band, and we had like a crew, and they had a crew, and then other people who were at the bars saw the crews, and were like, whoa, this is crazy. And they started hanging out, and more people
Good
started hanging out.
times.
And it was really growing
Lot of
like
fun.
this like nice, cool, like set, like crowd of people that were showing up at a lot of shows. But, we just stopped playing music.
Yeah, just people have lives.
After, I think really at the peak, right before we probably should have actually went on tour. We recorded an album. We recorded a CD at a legit studio.
But a legit guy.
Buckley, the bass player, literally bought like an RV type thing, like a conversion van, and was like gonna use it to drive around and for us to tour. And it was like we played that CD release show, and then after that,
The Crazy Donkey.
yeah, the Crazy Donkey. It was like. Then there's like all the multiple personal issues between like myself and some of the other band members just like kind of got in the way that like that was it. That was our peak, and we had momentum, and if we kept going, we might have actually been able to be a band. I feel like
I think you could have.
if we toured and we like went hard, we probably could have got label support, and we probably could have done it. But
I agree. I think you guys could have.
You guys were great.
It's the type of thing you
Watching
have
you
to
guys
like.
live was
Yeah.
great.
You have to work. And we weren't like, I know personally me wasn't in the mind state of like, if I was like, we're talented, we play cool music and we do cool shows. And I never really had that mindset of if we actually work and get out and play a show a day, every day on the road, nonstop for a year straight or 2 years straight, that's the only chance to actually try to be a legit touring band that makes money and
Then it
turn,
was- then it
and turn
was.
this
Now-
into a career.
Yeah.
So I wasn't thinking, how do I make this? If the question back then was, Taylor, you want to make this a career? How do you do that? Well, that's how you do it. You get and you go. But I wasn't thinking that way. I was thinking, I want to get paid. This show. This is cool. This is fun. I want to get blasted tonight. I just want to maybe get some show
they get-
money so
you know,
I
like-
could get a package and
Yeah.
go to some seedy like spot at
have
the end of
chick
the
pick you
night
up the
and
next day.
and have chick pick me up the next day on 48 hours no sleep or just like at a studio by myself like hold away like smoking cigarettes
Seeing
like ripping
Taylor
lines
come
or
out of the
something.
back of a bar, just like hitting the sun, hitting him like he's a fucking
Yeah.
vampire.
But that's the difference. Like people who really want to make a career out of something just gotta go at it and really just do it.
I think
And
the trick is
wasn't
if you
doing
set a goal you want to do. What do I want to do? I want to be a successful band. Then you need to make a list of all the things that need to happen to get to that, and then you make all those your goals. Like I need to book this many shows in this many months. Okay, what do I need to do that? Okay, what do I need to make that happen? And then you make all these little goals that add up to the big goal. Like what goal do I need to have today?
Yeah, either that or we needed a manager to tell us something like that and then to do it for us. And there were multiple people that offered to try to step into that. This guy, Tom at Mr. Beer, he's stepped in a couple times and had these good ideas for how we could start building a following in the New York City, and he was like, "We're going to do this." He had a plan, and he laid out in front of us. And I feel like I was like, "Oh, that doesn't sound cool." Like,
bro.
Just like it's to me, that was like sounded like work, or it sounded like to me, or I was like, "No, that benefits Beeries more than it benefits us." Like, I was worried about people trying to screw us over or whatever the hell was going on in my head. But really, it was just an excuse, because what I really wanted to do was just play local shows, get blasted, and like do drugs. Like, I don't think I really. It's unfortunate, because I also did want to be like somebody to like just find us one day and be like, "Hey, you guys are great. Come on, let's go." But that's not really
Not how it works.
not
realistic.
For the most part. Yeah.
It's like starting your own business. If you're going to pull yourself up and you're going to do it, you've got to just like start doing stuff nonstop and live, breathe, and sleep that thing. You got to go all gas, no brakes.
All gas,
you know
no
what I mean? You got to go no sleep.
Yeah.
You got to go no sleep. You got to live with no sleep. You got to stay awake 100 days straight. You got to fight through the dementia, the psychosis that comes from not sleeping that much, and then be able to work through that psychosis. And then you're just invincible at that point. You've ascended to become another being that just doesn't sleep and just works. And you're just like floating all the time. Chick, you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly. He's
Chick,
right
you know
on
what I'm
board.
talking
He's right
about.
on
That's
board.
me, bro. I'm fucking
He is
Goggins
there.
all in.
David Goggins. By the way, do we have a game? What's going on
We have,
here?
I made
Do
a
we have
quiz.
time?
I don't know if we have time to do it. I don't know if we want to waste Taylor's time.
I
by
just
doing
want to
it.
ask though, really quick. Should I be a motivational speaker? What do you
Yeah,
think?
you'd be
Is
great.
that-
You
well, I
should.
just I was kind of like, I'm getting high off that.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
you-
feeling that, I feel a little
I felt it.
adrenaline.
I felt it.
And I'm not talking about the type of high like what you felt when you were in the car
When
with
I was in the
Chick.
car with Chick.
Like, this is a good one. Like,
That is a
I'm
good
not
one.
scared.
That
I'm
was a
not
bad
scared
one.
of this one.
And then Buckley took the thing, and now he's got a great camper that he uses for his family.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, is it, he? That's
He
the one he
turned.
uses for his
Well, I
family?
think the original was that the original one that he used. Oh no, he got another one. The one that he bought for the band turned into the family camper.
Yeah, he got a new one.
Yeah, now the new one he's got is
Very
fucking
exciting topic.
awesome.
Very exciting
Yeah.
stuff.
I love
All right.
it.
Well,
We can hold off on this.
You
This might
sure?
be-
Wait,
yeah,
what's
we'll
the
do
game
we'll do
about?
3-1. It's just a quiz. I put a quiz about them.
it was the episode 300 game that we've
Yeah,
been playing.
we'll do it 301. We'll do it 301.
Why can't we do it now? Are we over
It just
time?
might take. We're over an hour, so
How
we?
long
Okay.
is the game?
it might take a little while. And it's also like not much for Taylor to do while the game is going on. So
I'll always find a way to be involved.
we can put it off for until next week. It's
Can we
fine.
do one
Give
question?
us something to do.
Can we give him a teaser?
Well,
If you want to see the
what's
rest of
funny
the
is like
questions, tune in next week.
I've been making this quiz for a while, and since I've started making it, you guys have brought up an answer
Every
to
week.
the question that I had a question like, oh, now I can't put that on there because I just answered the question. So obviously, B knows that about Chick, and you guys just answered a question that's on this list. Like you just proved that. Well, I guess B knows that.
Which
Answer
one
the
was
question.
it? I guarantee Chick forgot it already.
Chick, while listening to an episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, Chick was inspired to turn his
Oh.
life around and be positive. Who was the guest of the podcast?
David Goggins.
Yeah.
David Goggins,
And
is
what
he
happened-
the UFO guy?
Chick was gonna
No,
go.
David.
Chick was gonna start.
I'm thinking of David Grouch.
Yeah,
David
David
Grouch.
Goggins.
DG, same initials.
Yeah.
David Goggins is the fat guy who lost a ton of weight, joined the Navy SEALs. Now he does these ultra marathon runs.
Chick listened to this. He was gonna read the. Did you end up reading his book?
I love his books.
Right.
He bought
He
T-shirts.
was going to be positive. He was going to turn his life around. He was going to start walking. He was going to lose weight. You should have heard this podcast. Like I was like, and
It
I'm
was
listening.
inspirational.
I'm listening to this, knowing the ending of the story. And I'm like, well, I guess I know that it worked out, huh?
Wait, when was this?
That's a lot of times it's
It's a
happened.
lot
but
of
this
times.
Like,
one
what was
was-
this specifically David Goggins? When did that happen?
do you have the
Like months ago?
Oh, this was
No.
probably.
I
Because
actually do. It was probably episode 36.
Oh, that
so it's
long
probably
ago.
like 2000.
So
it was probably right before
It was
COVID.
a little bit after
So
you
we're
left.
talking
It
3 or
was-
4 years ago.
Oh, yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
gonna say you do look like you lost a little bit of weight since I last saw you. So I didn't know if that was David Goggins related.
No.
No,
Did
no.
you do any of this?
I might not
Like,
have been able to
because-
afford to eat for a couple weeks.
I think
No,
he's just
no,
wearing
no.
a lot of camouflage tonight.
Because that's
So-
a lot of things to target at once. You know, the running, the exercise, the eating health, the joining of the Navy SEALs. That's a lot of things to do all at once. Did you just maybe target one of those things, like little thing, and actually
My
wind up
issues
doing
I always
it?
try to take on. You know me.
Going on
Taylor.
walks. That's a good one. Going on walks.
I was doing the walks for a while.
I'm
I
How
did
long
walks
did
for
the
about a
walks
whole
last?
summer. That was about a whole summer.
Summer walks.
And then I would even hit the pool.
You didn't join the
So-
Navy SEALs though?
No,
I'll spend the next week coming up with the replacement question for that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You'll find something good.
And then there was the question of chick went to Vegas. What were the 2 landmarks you wanted to visit? And you answered that question.
Taylor, what do you think they would be?
The 2 landmarks you
That
wanted
I
to
would
visit?
want to visit
You
when
want
I
to
go to
visit
Vegas.
2 landmarks in Las Vegas.
I will tell you,
feel like
the
I know
only
we-
hint that I will give you is dark tourism.
The only thing I can remember is that we did an episode called Vegas, and I just remember like what I pictured you in Vegas is like you passed out in a lawn chair, like with like a bottle of Xanax on the floor, and like a bunch of joint roaches around you, and everyone being like, "You slept through the whole thing."
Yeah.
Is that kind of so? It's sort of a high level view of what that whole
It was
Vegas
that.
trip was about.
Yeah, he
but
was
then
like-
he did go see. He went on a walk by himself to go see one of the things.
Yeah.
Was it a
Both
fountain or a
of them.
statue
No, both
or
of them.
something?
I saw them both right off the airport.
Right. Oh, you saw it all day. He got off the airport. He saw it and be like, "Well, that's it. I'm just gonna go sleep in a lawn chair
It was
now."
two- it was two
that was
things.
exhausting.
I know exactly what they were.
Yeah, you do.
One was where Tupac got shot,
Oh yes,
and
that's
the
right.
other
That's
was
right.
where the what was it, the MGM Grand tragedy
Yeah,
took
oh,
place.
the
maybe I should
shooting.
answer this question. No, it was the Mandalay Bay.
Mandalay Bay.
Oh, all right. Well, I got the hotel wrong.
Oh yeah, no, that's he just went to a couple places where people got shot.
Yeah.
And Tupac, I can understand, but the other one's a little bit disturbing. Chick.
The other
I'm-
one, yeah.
I'm
the-
worried. Maybe you should see a hypnotist about
The
that.
Tupac one I do get, but yeah, the hotel where there was like a shooting, that's like that was bizarre. That was
Did
bizarre.
you go there and like say like a prayer or something? Did
No,
you, like,
I just wanted to
remember-
see it.
and
Just want to look at it.
Just what you like? We just want to see it. Like maybe there'll be like a blood stain on the ground or something. Like it was like somebody a little piece of brain. They forgot to clean that up. Like what do you
See if
look
they-
at?
I don't know. To see what was
It's
there.
just
I always like to
disturbing
envision what it was like if I was there.
Like if
guy
you would have made it
shooting.
out alive.
Oh yeah.
You're a big target.
You do like
I
a
could,
like a Mark Wahlberg type of rescue thing. If I was there, you never would have had me. I'd have climbed up that building so fast.
I would have knew right where it was coming from. They do
just-
say this is one thing I did learn. And I don't know if I mentioned it in that episode because I feel like I might have
Got
learned
new
that.
info.
So if you're ever on a low area where it's getting shot from something above you, you have to run towards the shots. Angle wise,
Sure,
that's the best way to
makes
avoid
sense.
getting shot.
That's,
Do you think
I
you're-
don't think
you-
that's an overall like a rule of thumb because my first instinct is to run towards cover and like not start running toward the shooter. If you have other options, like if you're an open, let's say a context to that. If you're in an
hard to tell.
open field, like wide open, and they're up, and in a situation where they're up like 2 or 3 or 4 stories, there's got to be some sort of extra context to
towards
that.
them.
But just not like if the shooter's higher up than you, run towards them.
Because even like in
that
Vegas,
sounds like bad advice.
in Vegas, like that guy could be anywhere.
Right,
yeah,
you even know
so
where
it's
he is
You
like-
at
wouldn't
that point.
be able to hear it echoing. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think-
nobody knew where it was coming.
and you
from.
wouldn't
think-
know where
I'd
it's coming.
run
You think
indoors,
you're
run for
good
So
enough-
you're just running around making yourself visible. So I
If
think
you
it's
knew.
You think
If
it-
you
you
knew.
think you're
Look
good
for a
enough to-
manhole cover. Look for a
Yeah.
manhole cover and to pop that thing up and just climb down into the sewer.
He thinks he's good enough to pick out where the direction is coming from. He's like,
he's good enough to
From
run.
all my combat history.
he thinks he's watched JFK enough to be like, back and to the left. Must be coming from like,
It's coming from there.
yeah.
He thinks he's David Goggins. He's like, my Navy SEAL training kicked in.
I walked. There was a time one summer that I walked for a whole week so I can run to the shots.
Run towards the.
They say
Where did you
hearing
hear that
shots-
from, by the way? Who's they? Who's the they? And they
I don't
say
remember.
to
He
run
never-
towards.
he never
That's the other
has.
thing I'm wondering. Because is that Joe Rogan who said that?
Yeah.
Because you can't believe everything he says.
He never has. Hey, look at that.
Oh,
No, that's I put yeah. If you put your if you
Fix my
put if you
hair.
do this, it puts bubbles. Like confetti. And it shut down my camera.
The
It's
camera
too hot.
is too hot. Is that Chick's camera? No, it's Ryan.
That's my camera.
Chick, you're too hot, baby. You're
too
eating
hot.
up. You're eating up. It's Ryan.
That's Ryan's head
He's
steaming.
reflecting the light of the thing
Another
back at
funny
the camera.
thing though on me and B's ride that we forgot to mention last week was with my bowl.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention it because it's not that thrilling. All right, this is I love how this is your
We'll make
funny
it thrilling.
story.
We'll
We
make
will.
it thrilling.
I thought
I'll
it was
figure out a
funny.
way
It
to
was.
make.
No, it was.
we spent a good 50 episodes trying to make Chick stories thrilling.
No, it
No,
was.
we're gonna make them thrilling
was
right
thrilling.
now.
That is another thing I'll say about making this quiz. The trick questions are a lot less Oh, they're probably a lot harder because I really had to mine through chicks' stories to find out things interesting enough to make a quiz about. Like I had more questions about B, and it's like chick stories. I don't know. Chick's cousin did this thing once. All right. So what happened on the story?
It was a dead rat in the pool. I picked it up. Remember that one?
When I touched it on accident, the mouse.
They touched it on accident. And then what happened?
Last week.
Did you get out of the pool? No. He just kept swimming? Yeah. I just didn't bang. I didn't bump into it again. I stayed away from it. Okay, cool.
I said, Dad, get the skimmer.
See, look what we did there. See what we did there, B? We made that story interesting. That was good.
So last week we're driving here, and Chick, has his bowl. He smokes his weed on the way here, and he does like the tap on the window. And
Classy.
The
move.
bowl flew off. The wind took it
Out the window?
out the window. Yeah.
Wait, it flew. You're describing it like it's a piece of paper. Like it's just like it flew out of his hand, like he's just holding a paper airplane and like it's glass,
It's
right?
silicone.
It was
Silicone.
silicone ball.
What is?
got
I don't know.
silicone
I'm way
balls.
behind on the pot
So they
technology.
made
I'm
these
not
new
smoking
things now
like
that are
8
made out of
years.
silicone.
Okay.
Because so they can't break. Like that thing didn't break. I could have, if I wasn't on a highway, I could have stopped and got that.
It's broken.
She was on a highway, so it's like it's brake proof. But was it not aerodynamic? The wind, like if it picked up the wind and. Okay, so then what happened?
That's it.
That's the story.
I dropped it out. And he was laughing. He goes, "Did you just drop your bowl?" And I was like, "Yeah, now I need to get it." And I just bought a new bowl today, and it made me think of it.
You didn't go back and get it.
No.
You didn't think like, what would make for a fun
See, no,
podcast story if I get out and go get it?
Stories like that make it hard to make a quiz about you. Like, what did Chick drop out of his car? Like, there's not
And
a lot
even if
of.
you don't know, like if it was me, I'd go, I don't know, weed. And
Yeah.
you'd be like, yes,
Yes,
that's
it
actually
was
it.
weed.
Like, I don't even know.
There's
Just boring
not
ass
a lot of
stories.
memorable moments.
Close.
That's a story in the moment you're there. It's like, oh, this idiot just threw his bowl out the window.
Yeah.
But like that's not like I gotta write that down and tell people
Yeah.
later story. So yeah.
No, that's not even really a
We
story.
can't even make anything out
Yeah.
of it.
I'd love to try. It could be a challenge.
A challenge would be to retake my stories and have you guys tell them and see if we can make them better.
That's We could try that one day.
Yeah.
I feel like the
Writing-
silicone would melt if you were smoking it, like
No,
putting
it's-
a flame
and
to
so
it.
it's glass. It's just a glass piece, but everything around it's silicone.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome.
Wow.
I actually
Nice.
don't like it because I
Dude.
prefer a glass piece, but it's good because it's
Because he
foolproof.
drops a lot of stuff.
Sounds awesome. Sounds awesome.
Well, you
Trials
made it
and
this far.
Yeah. Good.
300 episodes
Episode
down.
300.
300 episodes.
T-Briz, thank you so much for coming back on.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just gotta say, this camera adds 10 to 15 pounds.
Right.
And do I have sunburn? I don't like the. I have. Oh my
You
god,
actually
look
look.
great.
You look good.
You look great.
I look terrible.
Nobody looks worse than me.
But we
awful.
all don't look. Ryan, you look okay. Listen, we've all gotten
You
a little
guys look
worse.
great. And I'm not looking at chick while I'm
shining. I
saying
didn't-
that.
I didn't-
I'm
You
looking
know
at
what,
being
though?
Ryan. You
We
guys
made
look great. I'm not
three-
looking at chick while I'm saying that. You guys look great. Being Ryan. Chick, I'm not looking at you. You guys look great.
Thank you.
Chick, still not looking at you. I really got to get you.
300 episodes. It started with you. We wouldn't have started without you. We wouldn't be where we are without Ryan.
Yeah.
B. I can't believe we did it. 300.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, we're not done yet.
Oh, we ain't going. We're
You
going to
want
get to
300 more?
500.
300 more.
That's
At
600.
least.
That's 600.
You down for another 300?
Yeah. Well, let's
no,
see.
I don't
when
know.
He was talking
You
about
see how quick he did? Yeah, we'll see. Taylor.
when he was talking about getting the burnout and like he wanted to
Kill
control
myself?
everything.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it would get-
control. Yeah, right.
I get that 100%. I think if I would have started with them, if I would have been in your position when they started, I probably would have done the same thing. But I feel like it's a lot easier when I feel like I don't have I'm not in control because I'm just here to produce the thing. And like the fact that they did as many episodes without me, it's like, well, I'll just let them do. What they do is what they do. I'll just let them keep doing that. So, but thank you for
I don't
getting
know
thank
whether
you
when you
for getting
talk
it
about it
started.
to take
Yeah.
them as insults or not.
I wish it
feel.
was more of an insult. I'll be honest, Ryan.
No,
that was kind of nice. I was really
was
waiting.
nice.
I wish
It
you
was
would
nice.
just
Don't
really.
be afraid to insult us.
Just
we
insult
know who
them.
we are.
Listen, all right, I'll do it. You guys were nothing without me, okay? You were nothing without me. And then I came in and I propped this fucking podcast up from nothing.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? Oh, Chris comes in. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Guess what? Oh, this is fun. But now I'm going to Serbia. What the hell? What's going to happen now? Because we can't do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
And then Ryan comes along. He's like, oh, I'm the savior. I'm back again. And you know what you guys should be doing to him? You guys should be getting up on that. You guys should be doing it. And if you're not, then what are you going to do if Ryan leaves? What are you going to do? Chick, are you going to record all the audio? Chick, are you going to
don't know.
This is my mic now.
We don't know.
Taking my mic.
He's going to take his mic, but yeah, no, we don't. We have no idea.
Who's going to pay for all the equipment?
Like,
us.
they were doing the podcast without me. Like I was just a guest in the podcast. They were posting it, and
there was about a 2-month span where it was no Chris.
I would say more than 2 months.
I don't like it. Doesn't fit
Looking
my
back-
narrative.
looking
So I
back-
don't like talking about
No,
that.
because it was a dark period.
Was it? How bad was it?
Well, there was just
Was
zero.
it just B's like, hold on, let me put my phone in
bad
the middle of the
times.
table
They were
and
bad.
use the voice recorder
No,
on my
we
phone.
used-
We're gonna record
It
a
was his
podcast.
phone, and my phone would film it, but it was just like this, like on a stand. So if you watch the video, it's just like an echo of us two.
And then the filming, when I did the music, there was no, like, it didn't flow into it. The music would come and then it would just stop and we would start.
Yeah.
There was no flow to it.
it was terrible.
I'm shocked that things got posted.
We
Yeah,
posted them.
Yeah, you did it. So it's not like I can't say like without me this would fall apart. You
people
guys did
listened.
it.
It wouldn't fall apart. We'd do it, but it wouldn't be what it was, what it is. And we thank you and need you.
I'm
and
happy to
we
be
love
here.
you.
I'm excited for another 300 for sure. Yeah.
Woo!
And what,
300 more.
Oh, yeah. Well,
300
you made it this
more.
far.
300.
thank
guys.
you. All right.
We love you.
Bye.